to the club. All right, welcome to Tuesday Night Live. And here we are with our masterpieces. We have some new, we have some seasoned, and it's exciting that we are saying earlier that we can do this and be all around the country. So I'm going to start, and we'll do introductions in a second, but I want to see if I can screen share. Got a couple different tabs open. And I never know where they all are. Okay, now I found them. And let's see if this, oh, I don't know why I can't. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna make sure your volume is up. So this was on Good Morning America, like the noon edition or something yesterday.
It's for Mary Kay. It's a night treatment, and it's actually backed by the Good Housekeeping Seal, which is a money-back guarantee from us that it works as it's claimed. So unlike a lot of night creams that can be heavy, this one's a gel, as you can see. So it's super lightweight, but it contains anti-aging ingredients like niacinamide and peptides, and it also has little beads in it that you might be able to see that contain antioxidants like vitamins A, C, and E. And those help brighten and smooth your skin over time. And there was actually a lab study on this product that found that it significantly reduced forehead wrinkles, which are really tough, over 4 weeks of use. So aware of that. So $34, I don't think that you could do much better than the aging product. Absolutely not. These are all great products. Thanks for taking the time. Product from Mary.
Wow. Huh. Okay, so let me unscreen share. And did anybody see it? I had Carm in Fayetteville. She called me. She goes, turn on your TV. I'm like, I don't even know. You know, we had to go to YouTube TV and blah, blah. And she was telling me about it. And so I don't know if anybody saw it. I didn't see it live, but I will email that link to you. And so you can copy and paste it, and you can either email it to anybody you want to, or you could put it into a text message. And that can be to maybe people who are using the Miracle Set, and you can check and say, here, did you see this about the nighttime recovery? Did you use it last night? Something, whatever you want to say about it. Or people maybe who tried it but didn't get it. So there's a lot of different ways that you could use that. And I don't know that Mary Kay I don't know who that person is. I don't know if she is with Mary Kay or not. I doubt it.
I thought she was through Good Housekeeping. That's what
Okay.
I thought she was.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's even better. Not even better, but that's great because that's one of the many products that we have the Good Housekeeping Seal of Approval. And so that basically means that the Good Housekeeping Company has tested the products that have the seal that that have the seal, and they are guaranteeing that the products will do what they say they're going to do. So Mary Kay does guarantee them, but let's say they didn't for some reason, and a customer, was saying like, oh, this doesn't work or whatever. We could give them their money back or let them switch. I always recommend you have them switch for something else. But if for some reason that didn't happen, let's say you couldn't find the consultant or she left or whatever, the Good Housekeeping Company, because they have the seal of approval, they will guarantee that product and give the person the money back. So that is huge. That says a lot. And we have many products. I don't even know what the number is. Products that have that seal. And so one of these Wednesday nights in our Janice Trude product training events, it's all about the products with the Good Housekeeping Seal of Approval. So that's one of the many Wednesdays. That's a good thing to get our customers to. So I thought that was pretty exciting. So now let's meet who is here. Let's start with Kim. I like to start with you. I'm going to share who you are and obviously where you are zooming in from. And what did I ask you last week? I asked you did I ask why you said yes?
What we liked about being a
consultant. Okay. So what's something that almost held you back from saying yes to be a consultant? If you can remember. Kim.
I'm Kim from Camillus, New York. I've been building my business for 4 years now. I don't know.
Is your brain fried? Have you been on the computer all day?
a good portion of it.
Let's see. I don't know. I remember us talking and you just knew it was a good deal and to get your products at cost and you knew some people that would be your customers and that has been the case, huh?
I guess
okay.
that's it in a nutshell.
Okay. Thank you for being here, Kim. I always love seeing you. How
Thank
about
you.
Tara?
Hold on. Can you see me?
Okay. I can.
Hi.
Did you go to class tonight?
I did. I made myself go. I'm feeling a little better, so I went.
Good. So who are you and where are you zooming in from, girl?
I am Tara from Canastota, New York.
And whose team are you on?
That Suzanne lady who made me look all sweaty right now.
Team Suzanne. Woohoo! Okay. And what and you're new. You came in a month ago, 2 months ago?
2 months.
Okay. So what almost held you back, Tara, from saying yes? Real quick.
Time.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And then you said, what the heck? Give it a shot.
Well, I couldn't refuse a free e-start, so at that point.
That's right. That's right. Okay, glad you're here. Drive safely. Now let's talk to our newest masterpiece. I'm not even sure she knows that's our unit name, the masterpieces, because everybody is unique, special, one of a kind, and priceless to me for sure. So, Bonnie, how do you introduce yourself? Who are you? Maybe how did we meet? Where are you zooming in from?
Bonnie Barbieri. I'm zooming in from Pensacola. I met Sherry at a Pensacola Bales coffee one morning and got to talking. And so one of the big things that's kind of kept me from doing is fear. Just, I've been in real estate for 18 years. I've retired now, but just a lot of the fear of, getting the business, going out there, doing it. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yes, and I was so struck by Bonnie, like being able to verbalize that so quickly. That was fear. A lot of people, that is what holds them back, but they don't know it. And what are some suggestions? Bonnie's had some, I think, some discouragement of friends telling her no. Mickey, what would you, Mickey's been in quite a while, and Pat too, so I'm gonna ask both of you and maybe Colleen, whoever wants to share, or Suzanne. What do you say to somebody, new consultant, who has had that kind of discouragement of friends saying, no, I'm not interested?
Go on to the next one.
Yeah.
They're not your friends.
That's
You're just going to be cuter than they are, Bonnie.
Yeah.
I'm on.
Pat,
Let them wrinkle and you'll look beautiful.
Yep.
Pat, what would you say?
I would say that usually your friends are not, I would say the people that are my friends at the beginning of my Mary Kay business were not my best customers. They were strangers who now have become my friends, and they're even dearer to me than some of the people that have been friends of mine for longer. So don't worry if they say no, then, it's like that stick of gum. No, thank you. Go to the, it's just, some will, some won't. So,
Yep.
Colleen,
Go wrinkle.
Yeah, Colleen, any?
Yeah, I mean, you can't take it personally for whatever. And sometimes I think they're just afraid themselves. They don't want to be without makeup. They don't want to be, I don't know, whatever. So they're afraid too.
They may be afraid that you're going to change and
True.
and get different friends from them, perhaps. Suzanne, any suggestion? You're muted.
Yes.
There you
I
go.
realized I was trying to grab it. I actually, you and I have talked too. Friends were really good, but family was kind of funny about being like, no, thank you, no, thank you. So I had more friends that actually were willing to give it a try.
Yes.
And some of them have become one of my best customers. And then, like Pat said, I had people who I've become better friends with them through Mary Kay.
Yes, my best friend is not my customer. We've been friends since kindergarten.
Mine all were.
Yeah, and so, but like you said, Pat, people that have become, that you're around and talking to more about Mary Kay, those customers become friends,
Yes.
for
Oh,
sure.
yes.
So it is something that we just have to keep thinking of who else we know, and that's something that we'll do, and there're just other ideas and stuff like that.
And sometimes maybe they can't afford it.
Right.
That's
And they
true.
want you to know.
Yes. And sometimes, or they think they can't afford it,
Right.
or they think they have this preconceived idea of what Mary Kay products are about, and maybe you're not willing yet to try them to
Mhm.
see if that's true or not. But then down the road, they may, as they're seeing you having fun and how cute your face is and stuff like that.
They're going to watch you.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, that's what I mean. So, Tara, did you experience that at all? Either friends or family saying, no, what are you thinking?
I mean, I was gonna say, like, even for myself, as Suzanne knows, I did like 3 facials before I truly purchased. So I would suggest
Okay.
even just ask them, like Suzanne did multiple times, is, hey, I need so many faces for the month. Would you be willing to be my face of the month and get a free facial? And when I kept trying the product, I was like, why am I not? And again, it's also change. People are afraid of change. They get comfortable in a routine.
Yeah.
So when you keep showing them those, giving them those free facials and talking about the products and showing what benefits you get, that's what sold me even as a customer and then becoming a consultant. But I got a couple of friends and family, it's the same thing where I'm like, hey, why don't we get together and try this and samples? And then they're like, yeah, I want this and support you. They want to support you, like someone said, money too, but then I even break it down. I don't name other companies, but I'll say, listen, I'm somebody who looks for a deal. And
Mhm.
honestly, a lot of other products are twice as much as Mary Kay's.
Yes.
Until you show them, they don't know.
Right,
Mhm.
right. Thank you, thank you. Or they think they know their products maybe last a month. Instead
Mhm.
of thinking, oh, there's Mary Kay, and look how much more it costs to last just a month. They don't realize that because that Mary Kay products are so concentrated, they last much, much longer
Right.
than
Mhm.
what their products may last. So, but like you said, Tara, that's a good point. We don't knock any other company or any other
No.
brand because they will hold on to their product tighter. We just talk
Mhm.
in generalizations. So good. Let's meet everybody else who's here. How about let's see, Colleen.
Hi, I'm Colleen Barth from Wasco, New York. What kept me, I guess, from coming in, is that the way we're putting it?
What stopped you from becoming a consultant or saying
I'm,
yes?
I'm weird, but I had seen a bunch of people in trouble doing crafts and things like that and not paying their sales tax. So
Oh,
when I
you're
saw
an
Mary
accountant.
Kay
You're a yes.
took care of it, I'm like, first of all, that's a really smart company to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it made it so easy. I thought, okay, it's a good company and I'm not going to get in hot water over
Right.
sales tax.
Exactly. So what Colleen's talking about is that we pay wholesale, but we pay tax on the retail. So we don't have to claim sales tax. We don't have to send it in quarterly to the government because that would sting. We think, okay, I've got this money, and then they have to give some of it back. It's not fun. So yes. So even though we pay for that up front and it seems like a higher cost, we're getting it reimbursed when the customer buys it from us. So you're right. You're right, Colleen. It is a smart company. We don't get into Mary Kay to do paperwork. So
Right.
that's one thing we don't have to do. So yay. Thank you. Thank you. Pat Reedy, tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Pat Reedy. I'm from Baldwinville, New York, and I've been building my business for now 31 years. And what held me back was me, myself, and I. Because
Is that fear thing or what?
part of the me was saying, hey, this, you can't do that. Then the I was, or myself was like, sure you can. Then the I was like, who are you kidding? So I mean, it was this whole thing going on.
You had a split personality.
Yeah, it is. It's like all those little voices in your head. But two is I was a person that wanted all the information you could possibly give me. I didn't want to hear, oh, just come in and be a brand ambassador, or you can just come in and you can just get your products for at half price. I wanted to know more than that. I needed to know all of the information. And so that's why I have to think about it, and I would have to keep thinking about it because I was always had another question. So for some people, they need all the information. Other people, they're like, hey, that sounds like a great idea. You could just say, hey, you can come in and buy your, cosmetics at half price, your Mary Kay at half price, and they'll like sign me up. But that wasn't for me. That was not enough.
Different personalities. Yes. So you're right. You're right. And so even the thought of you're a teacher, and do teachers do stuff like that? It's like that salesperson kind of thing. So some people have that thought process. Thank you, Pat. Suzanne.
I am Suzanne Jones. I'm coming to you from Oneida, New York, and I have been building my business for a little over 2 years. And something that held me back, kind of along the lines that Pat said, is it seems like sometimes I'm not a planner, but I am in a lot of things. So I want to know everything and I want to be in control. And when I'm not in control of those things, then it feels like mass chaos. So when I don't really know where this stands and what goes here, that was my thing with feeling like, okay, would I be able to do this? Can I handle doing the things I'm supposed to do, and also talking with people? And the time was another part.
Right. Good. And you figured it out. Or everybody's always like in progress. Like we're all kind of works in progress. So
Definitely.
Mickey.
Good evening, ladies. I'm Mickey Micah from Frankfort, New York. I've been building my business now for 35 years. I might as well say next month.
Yes.
I know.
What almost kept me was time. At the time, I was working a full-time job, 2 part-time jobs.
Yeah.
And my recruiter said to me, what would you want out of a Mary Kay business? I said, as far as money. And I said, an extra $50 a week.
That was
and she showed me how I could do it. And I said, I can do that.
Yeah.
As long as I could make money at it, I was in.
And here you go. And here you are. Here you are. Yes. So we're making money with our sales, but also the team building aspect of it. One thing that Mary Kay said to us was pass it on. And because she started with 9 people, now there's 3.5 million consultants in almost 40 countries. And so the senior consultants who are right here are Mickey and Colleen and Pat and Suzanne. And so they have shared the opportunity with at least one person. So they're getting an extra 4% commission besides the 50% profit from sales from customers. So that 4% commission is based on what their team member orders from the company to sell to other people. So that 4% commission does not come from the team member to pay the recruiter. It comes from corporate headquarters in Dallas, Texas to pay the recruiter. So I like to think of it as we are, the way we get ahead or move up the ladder is to pull people up the ladder with us, not step on them as we go up the ladder, because I want you all to be successful. That makes me successful. And so I want you to have the training, the opportunities for, guests to come to things, anything that you want. And so I want to know what you want so I can help you get there, because I'm not anybody's boss. I'm more of a coach or a trainer or a mentor, and want you to get out of it what you want to get out of it. But 4% is not where we stop. That's where we start. And as you add people to your team, the company, what's the word I'm looking for?
Increases
your income. And so then with 3 or more people, you get anywhere from 4 to 6 to 8%, 3 to 4 people, depending on what your team production is. That determines what your commission is, that percentage of commission for that month. And then as you grow to 5 or more people, your commission grows to 9 to 13%. Again, depending on what your team is doing and what you are doing personally too. So it really can be a whole nother income, and you can get to the point where you are living on your Mary Kay income. That is entirely possible, because then when you go into leadership position, then you can get free cars. Right now it's a Chevy Trax, or then a Chevy Equinox, and then the fluffy pink Cadillac. And so we are a Cadillac unit, and we are a 3-time Cadillac unit. And I say that with pride that we all have accomplished that. I cannot do that by myself. And it is something that is very special that people do look. It is not a car that you see all the time. So be proud when you say, because people will say, so do you have a pink Cadillac? And I'm sure you hear that say, I'm part of a pink Cadillac unit. Yes, we are. I don't know how many there are, but there's not a lot out there in the United States. So it is something to definitely be proud of, that we have accomplished that 3 times in a row. So, and so I've been building my business for 40 years next month. Yes, I don't know if I say I'm really old or if I say I started really young. So I'll let you do the math. I started when I was 25, and I started to be a work-at-home mom and to have some type of income. I knew I could not be a 24-hour stay-at-home mom. That would drive me batty. And I wanted to be a good mom, so I knew I needed a break. And so that break was when I would be holding Mary Kay appointments. And so having that balance, and I still like having that balance of playing and working and meeting people and having fun and just kind of combining it. So yes, I met Bonnie at an event. Like the group is called Pensacola Bells. There's a couple thousand people in this group, and then the Facebook group.
Wow.
But then there's is that, oh, hold on, I think because I've got that Voxer open, let me close that, and then we won't hear that noise anymore. That is me. All right, so I may as well talk about this real quick, and then I'll go back to that. Thursday is our sharing event, starting the first one for May, and that's what Bonnie was at one. Let's see, Tara was at one. Suzanne has been at some with a different director, national sales director, but the new consultants do come in when they are at events like this. So it's definitely worth coming to. Okay. And so this happened to be like a group that Bonnie and I are in for a coffee. And it was just a nice way to meet people. And then, yeah, she said, I was talking about the April model hunt, and would they be willing to be part of the April model hunt? So Bonnie said yes. Another person there, Mary Beth, there's only 3 people there. Mary Beth said yes. And so you just never know. And I said I joined this book club. I actually am reading this book, and I am liking this book, and I'm going to legit be there as finishing this book. So I'm not going to be like a fake book club person.
We're so proud of you.
Novel. I've not read a novel in years. I'm like, oh, that's just gonna be a waste of my time. So, but that's like the last thing I do at night. Okay, so and it's pretty darn good. What's it called? The Inmate. And it's just for fun. There is no redeeming qualities about it. It's just for fun, and you need that too. So and it's gonna be a fun way to meet people. Oh, I took my princess, my fluffy pink Cadillac that's princess this time for an oil change. I think I got one in New York, and then I got one in Pensacola. It seems like every year. And so this girl was there, and I was making phone calls too and whatever. And then so I just talked, it was a slow time. There was not a lot of people around after when I went to pay. And so I just was chatting with her about how long have you worked here? And 1.5 years. So I made note of that. So she's been there 1.5 years. When you get people say, oh, we just started, or a month or 2, people, to me, a year and a half is pretty darn good. She looked like she's in her 20s. A lot of people don't stay in jobs anymore. So, and she's moved up to, she was promoted to something manager or whatever. And so I asked her if she's ever tried, I said, well, you noticed my car. I said, do you know what that pink car means? And she's like, Mary Kay. So I don't know if she saw it on the car or what, but, and so I asked her if she would be willing to try a charcoal mask sample. So I gave her that and told her a little bit how to use it and would she try it tonight? And can I call her tomorrow? So you never know. You never know. So I do want her to try more products, but charcoal mask sample people like, all right? I asked somebody else to try a charcoal mask sample the other day and she's like, I have sensitive skin and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, would you just be willing to try it and just see? And so she was pretty hesitant. There was a little pushback at first. I just kind of left it alone. And then she did text me and oh, I do not know where my phone is. It was like the most glowing review about this charcoal mask. She's a writer about, it felt like she was at a spa and, looked like she'd been at a mud bath and reminded her when she was on to a mud bath in St. Lucia. And she loved how her skin was glowing afterwards. I'm like, whoa, she was so pleasantly surprised that it didn't bother her skin. And so I'm like, phew. So I know people with sensitive skin or say they have sensitive skin may give you a little pushback. And so again, it's just like, would you be willing to try it and tell me what you think? This is a real gentle product, and it really is. This works, and this works for, I'd say, just about anybody. So I've been better about doing my charcoal mask, about doing my facial peel. Now that I'm doing these hydrofacials, I'm like, how's my throat looking? How's my throat looking? I want to look like Susan. And Tara too, like last night, she is right in there doing everything with her guests. I'm so proud of you, Tara. That's a great thing that you do that with them. Makes everybody comfortable. So just talk to people, have a sample, and she had nothing on her face because I had lip gloss samples and I just thought that's not the right thing to offer her. And so I'm glad I did the charcoal mask. So stay tuned. We'll see how that works out. Okay. Restaurant promotion. I want to talk about that I went to this restaurant Friday and have not ever done that. Remember I said, here I am almost 40 years in Mary Kay. I've never done anything like this. And I don't know where Lexi is, but we're supposed to do that. I'm not sure if we're going to go there or if I'm going to find another restaurant. So stay tuned for that. But so I got there around 5, had my vase with these wooden roses. Oh, I don't have that here. They really are pretty. Oh my gosh. You get 24 for like 18 or 19 bucks on Amazon. Long stem roses. They're just buds. And so I had that. And then I had little sign up sheets where they just put name, phone number. There was an age thing. Is texting okay? Do you already have a Mary Kay consultant? Yes or no? And I just said, I'm the greeter and welcome, honoring women tonight and partnering. Mary Kay is partnering with Bubba's for a gift card from the restaurant and a Mary Kay gift card attached to a Pampers session. So that's not, I didn't say it that then, but when I'm calling people, I've said there's a gift card attached to the Pampers session. So attached is kind of the key word because you don't want people thinking they're just getting a gift card. They're getting a Pampers session and a gift card. And you don't have to do that, but I really want to get them in front of me. So I'm doing a $20 gift card, which costs us 10. The restaurant gift card did not cost me anything. The restaurant donated it. So I had a good response. Like it went pretty fast. So probably 2 or 3 people said no, thank you. But most people did sign up because I just said, pick your rose. And then here I had little clipboards here, just sign up for the drawing for a restaurant gift card and a Mary Kay gift card and pamper session.
So Sherry, just a question. Were you at the restaurant asking
Yes.
people? Like, okay.
Yes, I was in the lobby, not lobby, it's right by the hostess station. I got to get this off, I'm getting hot. people thought I was the hostess, or I'm like, you don't sign in here. So when there was like a couple, I tell the guy, I'm like, okay, you go check in, and she's talking to me. And so one guy, he came up to me, he's like, okay, so is it okay if I go in the bar, or do I have to check in with you first? I'm like, it's okay, you go in the bar. I just acted like I worked there at that point. So it went well. So far I just have one person and her friend who's coming over here tomorrow. But I've called, and then some people I've called, some people I've talked to, some I have to call back. And I've left voice text. If you don't want to spend a lot of time calling, because people don't know your number, they don't answer the phone, you can voice text. So in your text, you hit the audio and you leave a voice message, but they can click it in the text. So they're hearing your voice. I do recommend that. Otherwise, you're leaving a message, a voicemail, and then you text and say, hey, I'm Sherry with Mary Kay. I just left you a voicemail, because a lot of people don't check their voicemail. So that takes longer than the voice text. And so you do have to, fortunately or unfortunately, it's just like the way of the world right now. People don't get back to you if they're busy or it's not a priority or whatever. If they're not interested, for the most part, they will say, no, thank you. So I've had a couple of people say, no, thank you, that had signed up. And so what I'm going to do, the next time I call, I'm going to say, if I don't hear back from you, I'll check with you in a day or two. So that is then if people are not interested, I think they'll get back to me because they don't want to hear from me again. So I would rather somebody tell me no than nothing.
Right.
Right. So that's that. So then just a quick thing. So I just want to tell you my experiences so you can realize it's normal if you don't hear from everybody. But so you do have to get a lot of names, I think, to get appointments. But I think this, where you're seeing somebody face to face, is better than lead jars. I'm really putting lead jars to the side for right now, because that's totally, and it may work different places. Right now, it's not working here. I've had it work in New York, but right now I'm just doing something different. I think them seeing me is going to be better. So I've got this person and her friends coming over tomorrow. I've texted a couple times, like, remember to wear your favorite color. Here's my address. I give you that. Nothing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I still need 2 more faces to have my 10. And I am going to be walking the neighborhood if I don't get that. So I didn't know. I don't know what I'll do. But anyway, so I want to make sure they're coming. So I texted today. Her name is Haley. I said, so do you just want to let you know before you come, do you prefer chocolate or Starburst? She got right back to me, chocolate. So now I know the key. And because that's what I had, chocolate and Starburst. And said, I'm putting together goodie bags. That's what I said, goodie bag for each of you. Would you prefer chocolate or Starburst? Do you want a spa product sample or color? And so she's like, what's color? So I'm meaning the color card. And so she picked spa. So that got her. So I know they're coming tomorrow. So a little goodie bag with probably microdermabrasion sample and a couple pieces of chocolate. That's going to be by their choice. I'm setting up your individual pamper stations, which is the mirror and tray, like what we normally do for in-person. So I want to let you know that. Okay, so I want you to write down something. I have two things to write down. I'll tell you why after you write them down. First thing to write down is, was it a good experience? Was it a good experience? And the second question is, would you like to have that experience again? Would you like to have that experience again? Now, I don't know. I've got to start putting up being better about the $1 Million Messenger, but you can go into and you can join the Facebook group, $1 Million Messenger Listeners, and their calls will be recorded and posted there every day, 5 days a week. 5 different top directors leave a hotline message. And so those questions came from Callie on Friday. And that happens, that was a good experience, is when you get the statement, when you tell somebody you're a Mary Kay consultant, because 2 people at this restaurant told me this when I said, and they're like, oh, I was a Mary Kay consultant years ago. That's when you say, was it a good experience? I never really have like a big thing that I say. So that's, you say, was it a good experience? And you do want to know. And they both looked at me and they thought for a second, and then they're like, yeah. So then I said, well, would you like to have that experience again? So one is still working with her consultant. All right. She's all set. So she's off limits, because we don't take customers from consultants. The other one's like, well, I was really busy. I was a nurse and a young family. And she's like, maybe I would. I said, well, it's on sale. It's $20 this month. So we are kind of talking, and I think she's going to come over for a pamper session first, because I think she said something about May or whatever. But you never know. You never know what can happen just from those simple questions. You're not attacking them about, oh, you should do this again, or oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. Just you're asking questions. What's a good experience? Because if for some reason it wasn't, she's not even going to think about it. And we don't know what goes on or what her idea of not a good experience is. But I've only said it to 2 people so far, but I'm going to say it every stinking time now. Somebody tells me they were a Mary Kay consultant years ago. Was it a good experience? And would you like to have that experience again? How simple. And so like Pat was saying and Suzanne was saying earlier, they needed a lot of information. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. These people probably know a lot of the information already. And if not, they know the questions to ask that either they forgot or is something different. Who knows? Who knows what they'll say? Sometimes they'll just say no, or they'll say maybe. And I'm like, well, maybe we should get together and I can show you what the new products are and we can chat about it. So it's just casual. It's just being a real person and asking questions. So that was my aha moment. I was so glad I got to ask those questions twice the same day I heard that call. I was so proud of myself. So that's that. Any questions about anything you're thinking about? Who knows what the 13 products are that are going up in price next month? Who remembers? Okay.
Satin
Foundation
lips,
is one.
Satin lip,
satin
Lip,
lips,
Foundation.
the brush,
foundation,
liquid foundations,
the brush,
brush
yeah,
collection.
brushes. The
travel roll-up bag,
Yes.
mhm.
indulge eye mask,
Yeah.
Hydrogel eye patches.
Yeah.
hand cream.
Yep, hand cream.
Yeah. Pretty much
Did we
got
get 'em
all
all?
of them. And then there's the all over powder brush and the
Oh,
cheek
wow.
brush.
Oh, that's right. Mhm.
Okay. So, I also know who are my top 20 customers from 2024. You may or may not know, but you may have a good idea, like who are your top 10 customers or whatever. So I've been keeping track of, have they been ordering every month, or I've been contacting them every month. Because if they're good customers, they are better customers than just one that you contact every time a new book comes out. So I have upped my game as far as contacting them and contacting them every month, so they become better customers. And Mickey's nodding her head. I was not all that great about that in the past, but now I'm making it. I've got a chart and everything, and like, whoa, so I'm realizing there's a lot I didn't talk to a whole month of April, and here it is at 29. So I am on the phone, and I left these voice texts again. I just said, oh my gosh, it's the end of April. And there are certain products that are half price in April with a $50 purchase or more. So they all get the same text and, Facebook thing, the beginning of the month and whatever, the middle of the month. But this is specifically to these 20 people. And so I just wanted you to know, I'm going to shoot you a picture of these, and if there's anything that you want, then what do you need or whatever, you can get a half price product before the end of April. And I can get this in the mail to you today or tomorrow, or it can be out on the front porch, whatever. And at one order was almost $100. So that was worth my 15 minutes of texting, voice texting or whatever. So, and still the 29th, there's still tomorrow that people can get back to me. So I don't want to wait till the 2 days before the end of the month next time, because I really want them to get it before, get their products before the end of the month. But that's something I want to be aware of, and I want you guys to think about. And if you're new, it may not be a thing yet, but it's something to work towards, to getting your customers on more products and becoming your top 10 customers or becoming your top 20 customers. So you also could leave messages and talk about the products that are going up in price next month, and would they like to get them before the products go up in price. So I left some messages that saying that too. But so you know the prices are going up with a new book, which would be May 16th. So it will be in the summer book that they get if you enrolled. But I would not say May 16th. I would say prices on these products, and it didn't take, I left a voice message for, I don't know, maybe 10 people, other people, and just listed them. I don't think I hit all of them because I did not have this paper in front of me. But if you want to get them before the price goes up in May, now would be a good time. So I just said May. I would like them to order today or tomorrow. So
When does the price go up for us, Sherry?
May, it's gonna be in the
16th
book. Yeah,
or
the 16th, but
I think it's
actually,
16th.
you can order on the 10th. I don't know if
The new
I-
products will be out then, right?
yes, yeah, so you,
Mhm.
those who did, preferred customer program could order on the 10th. And so I'm pretty sure if you order on the 10th and you order those products, you're gonna be paying the new price too.
I thought it was posted in the, online, on In Touch that said the 16th.
Hold on, let's see. I think I
That's when
saved
it's
the
gonna
I
be
thought
on the web, that's also gonna be on the website. So I'm not 100% on that. But so that's a good question. I
Would that
know,
be in our news, in the news?
I don't know. On the thing, it just says as of May 16th, new price.
right.
I
So
would think.
perhaps not for consultants, that you can order the new products on the 10th. And if you didn't do preferred customer program, you can order on the 15th. And so next week we'll have a product preview of what they are. But that's a good question. That's a good question. Okay, so I'm going to, did anybody look in boards to see, to kind of switch gears to the hydrofacials? Did you look to get the outline?
I did.
Okay,
I
so
printed it
it's
out.
like 6.5 pages or whatever.
Mhm.
And so this is pretty much what I say in the hydrofacial. And it's just like if you had, next week will be the in-person one. So I start with, thanking them for coming, meeting everybody. How do you know if there's a hostess? Like with Tara, I asked, how do they know Tara, or how do they know the hostess? Not if it's people like that randomly have been brought in by all of you or me or whatever. I would say, what do you do for work? Where are you zooming in from? And what do you do for work? So that tells a little bit about their personality sometimes. So I like to know that. So that, and I've already told them, I've sent them reminder text so they know 3 washcloths or 1 that they're going to reuse. I do say paper and pen because sometimes people take notes. What else? Water, have access to water, a mirror. And now my last text, which will be 30 minutes before. So that's why they're filling out a registration form. So I get their address, phone number, email, all that. what their concerns are, what they use currently, and the opportunity to watch my 6-minute video. So that's how we mail out the packets. We have that information. And where was I going with that? About, there seemed like there was something else, a reason why we did that. Oh, so their phone number, so I can text them. So sometimes I text them 2 days before, the day before, and then 30 minutes before. And you may think that's overkill, Sherry. It's not. People forget. People forget.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Nobody has said stop, Sherry. Nobody. And so the 30 minutes before one, I have now added scissors because some of those packets are hard to open.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, if your hands are already wet or from the
Yeah.
moisturizer, it's
yeah,
hard.
they are hard. So, what was I gonna say about the pack? Suzanne, do you remember if we figured out how much it cost?
It was around $4, I think.
It's
And that
a
was
dollar 42 with my stamps. I don't know if it's less with stamps.com.
$1.43.
Okay, so yeah, $4. So I'm telling all of you that if for some reason somebody doesn't get on, it is up to you to get with that person. You do an individual, I would say FaceTime or whatever. So because I don't want that $4 down the drain. And if I find that's happening a lot, we're not going to be able to do it at my expense. And I want it right now, want to be able to do that for all of you. So each of you take it upon yourself. And there's different circumstances why people don't get on. But you're the consultant and say, we got to go through this packet. Oh my God, this is amazing. You're going to want to try, you want to know how to try it and why, all that good stuff. So I know all of you will do that. So oil-free eye makeup remover. I'll do the heart on my hand, go through how that all works, and then we'll go through the cleanser and we talk about it. So you want to describe in words like, what do we say, cashmere, and then I think Joellen had down like a silk cloud or something. So, and we've switched around our screen sharing. So I finally figured out like we're gonna start with the charcoal mask pictures, and then the facial peel pictures, and then the six qualities of successful consultants. We'll go into that because I did start with the before and after of the repair, but I'm changing that so that's after they've tried all the repair. And I think that's a much better place. It took me a while to figure that out. So they see it after they've got their whole repair on. So if it's daytime, they're doing obviously the daytime day cream, getting their face ready for the day. If it's at night, most of them are at night, except for some Saturdays, they're getting their face ready for bed. I do the eye cream before day or the night because I don't want those products on their fingers and then putting eye cream on. So I'm just trying to be careful that nobody says, well, this stings, blah, blah, blah. And I don't want, they're thinking the eye cream stings when it's really because they either have sunscreen on their fingers or they've got the eye cream with the retinol on their fingers. So we do the eye cream before that last step. But the screen shares are really good. And those are part of what sell these products. So that screen share of Susan, who's 58, who's tried the facial peel 8 times, and her after picture, her throat is amazing. So I am definitely telling everybody to put the facial peel on your throat. So then the 6 qualities, that's where I go through my eye story, or if you are there, I'm going to say, okay, Suzanne, what are the qualities that you have? And so no, I want all of you to learn how to do this too, because you all can. You all can. And like Tara had mentioned when we were talking, that if it's her people, it makes much more sense to hear Tara's eye story than mine. All right. They know Tara, or the hostess knows Tara, and that's who should be sharing their eye story. So be prepared, or it just could be a little bit. So remember, your eye story is to be short. Like where did Mary Kay find you? Why'd you say yes, or what almost held you back, what you're looking forward to, or what your Mary Kay profit is going towards. Very short. Keep it short because we want to keep this whole experience to 1 hour. And so if we just keep rambling, we don't want people looking at the clock or saying, she said it was gonna be 1 hour. It's been an hour and a half. And so we've never done that. I think we've gone over a couple minutes and that's about it. But so then I ask, and I got to remember to do it more, have them type in the chat, what are the qualities they have? We want this to be as interactive as possible. And it is interactive because they're doing their face, but we also want them. And so the people that responded, Tara, last night was Sam and Lindsay. So I got thinking about that. Those should be, especially Sam, there's something about her that she's the one I want you to invite to Thursday night, unless I'm really off. And their hostess, Melissa. Hostess always should be invited to the sharing events. Okay, so then you're removing the charcoal mask. How's your face feel? You're removing the facial peel. How does your face feel? So the more you can have them saying how their face feels and those describing words, the better. And so then I added, remember I said when we're doing in person, we're doing the marketing. And so I added that to this while the facial peel is on. So you can go over I didn't put in there the microdermabrasion, but who was it? Who had one person on the other day? I can't remember. Was that you, Tara? Did you have somebody on Saturday? Okay.
Saturday.
Yes.
Melanie.
So that was the first time I was doing this outline, and I've got in there why people join Mary Kay, 6 common reasons, and how Mary Kay consultants make money, 4 reasons. That's really too much to go through both of it. So it's on here. It is in the outline that you'll see in boards, but it's too much to keep talking about. So pick one or the other. I think I said, depending on time, you may decide to go over one or the other. And it doesn't really matter which one, because you don't want to go over and you don't want people thinking this is bait and switch. You said it was about products and now all you're doing is talking about company information. And so we're not bait and switch, but I do say to them, Mary Kay, not everybody's cut out to be a Mary Kay consultant, but everybody does deserve to hear about the opportunity and what it's all about. So you can decide if it's something you might want to try or get more information, or you may think, no, it's not for me, but I know somebody it might be for. So it's just a layer, and just a little bit of a layer is okay to maybe have some curiosity. And that's something that you will follow up with in your follow-up at the end. So you don't need to give everything. All right. We don't want that. We want a little curiosity, a little layer. And then you say, hey, why don't you jump on a Thursday event? And she may say, I think I heard everything, didn't I? We don't want that. Okay. We want them to be curious. So just share a little bit. So I put both in there, but you pick what you want to say. And you don't even have to say all of it. You can say part of it or what's important to you. Okay. So then you go through the lifting serum, you go through all of it. And one thing that I added, I think really is important, because a lot of people really don't know about serums and what's the difference serum and a moisturizer. So that is in there. And I Googled it. I just Googled it. But you know, another thing that is your friend is ChatGPT. ChatGPT, I have not used it, but I'm hearing about more and more directors that are, and they are going in and they're saying, they're being very specific in their question. And somebody asked about, I want to do, events about what are the hot topics for skincare events. And then she said, and it came up with like 30 different ideas. And then she said, okay, if I did this topic with Mary Kay products, what would I say? It knows Mary Kay products. How it knows all this stuff, AI knows everything apparently. And so it came with, I got to use this more, and I really want you to check it out more. It came up with this whole outline. She goes, give me an outline using Mary Kay products that minimize pores. That's what somebody said. It came up with charcoal mask and microdermabrasion, and I'm like, whoa. So she was amazed. So we can do that too. But anyway, you could do that too about ChatGPT, serums and moisturizers. That's where it's going. Serums are lightweight, fast-acting liquids that deliver a high concentration of active ingredients deep into the skin. They're like the treatment step. Moisturizers are usually thicker creams or lotions that hydrate the skin and create a barrier to lock in moisturizer and protect the skin. They're more about sealing and nourishing. Think of it like this. Serums equal rich, nutrient-rich smoothie for your skin. Moisturizer is like a cozy blanket to keep in all that goodness. There's some visuals, huh? People remember stuff like that. Most routines use both. Serum first, then the moisturizer. It's like liquid before cream. So that helps people understand. And if you don't know how to explain it or didn't know how to explain in the past, this is right there. It's all written down and it's easy. It's easy to explain. It's quick to explain. That's what I want for you. And then, so remember, to be interactive, you want to be asking questions. Where do we show age on our face first? Okay, we all know it's eye. So asking questions, get some interaction. That's when you talk about the eye cream. And having the product there is good. If you don't, you're going to show a picture, all right? But I would recommend getting a repair set so you can show it. I've been waiting since April 17th for my order that finally came today. I did not have a whole box set of repair. It was driving me crazy, but now I do. So sometimes there's little glitches, but then another order, like what is it, customer delivery service, like the one to Elaine, my customer, Suzanne, that you yesterday, it says it's coming tomorrow to her. I'm like, why is it so different? Okay, the night cream. So you're not, if it's during the day, you're not going to really talk about the night cream all that much. So you're going to put aside that packet till tonight, tell you a little bit about it. You're going to use the day cream and vice versa. Usually these appointments are at night, so you're going to tell them to put aside the day cream until tomorrow. And then you're going through the different sets. Then you're screen sharing the sets. And you do talk about, I wrote it down because I did not have that information. The mirror, and I put that on a sticky note. I should have put it in there. No, it is in there. What the heck? The silver bundle is $116. You're saving $12 getting into the set. Talk about spa bar, gold, diamond, and platinum. $215 the repair. You're saving $41 getting it as a set. So those are things important to say. You save $12, you save $41. You're talking about the spa bar. So I go through the bundles. I should have had that to screen share. And then the spa bar products, half price. So remember, half price, not costing you anything. And those are products that you want them to reorder. So those are the deals. I would recommend you say 24 hours because you want to get with them within 24 hours. And sometimes it's easy to get a hold of them. Sometimes it's not so easy to get a hold of them. So, but you do want to get them in on that drawing for $100 when you have that follow-up call. And it's called, I'm calling it now a beauty chat. I think that's important. A beauty chat is kind of a cute way to say your follow-up phone versus a follow-up phone call. Any questions? I know it's a lot. Go into boards and get that. But I think you'll feel more comfortable having this to start out with and just practice saying it. It's, I've been saying it since January, so I've got it down now. It was a little rough probably at first too, but if you're using the repair, you know it and you can use your own describing words, but so you have an outline. That's what I would recommend. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, some people may be a little, I don't know, maybe you're not, that do customer delivery service. The orders used to come in these boxes that said you open them, they say, hello, gorgeous, be super cute. And the company has eliminated those because they were shiny and those boxes did not recycle as easily. That's why they've switched to the regular boxes, only a smaller version for our customers now. The box is kind of like ours, not kind of like ours. They're not using those not easy to recycle boxes, even though they were cuter, they were not as recyclable. So that's the reason, in case anybody's wondering. But I've got one that a customer, she sent me a picture because I said, what do you get? And so I made a copy. And so it does say what's ordered. And I was a little disappointed. Okay, they're not getting something as cute, but this says there is a little thing on there that says, now getting gorgeous is easier than ever. So go ahead, have a beautiful day with products that have earned the trust and loyalty of millions of women worldwide. And then at the bottom, it says, what's better than having the best? Getting VIP service and having the products you love delivered right to your door have never door like never before, than satisfaction guaranteed. So there is some good things on this. So even though the box is not as cute as it used to be, if they read what's on there, it's good what it says about the products. So I'm sorry, we are going over real quick. I am so proud of all of you who have turned in your sales for the week. Kim Camkin, yay, she had the $132 day. Cindy Fitzgerald, she couldn't be on, she's working. Paulette Horan, she's working. Suzanne Jones, Mickey Micah, Pat Reedy, Lexi Scala. So, let's see, number 3, Pat Reedy, 346, woohoo! Pat, in a nutshell, what'd you do?
A big portion of that was one of my customers came back from Florida and needed almost all, she didn't need all of her repair, but she needed 3 of the 5 products. So that was a big chunk.
Yay.
Nice.
Yay. Number 2, Cindy Fitzgerald, 467. And hopefully she's on next week. She has been getting sales. She's already at 900 wholesale. She's done her power up and she's working with the Skin Analyzer app. So I'm hoping she'll be able to share that next week. And number 1 at 651, Mickey Micah. Woohoo! So what did you do? You got 3 skincare sets sold. Also
3.
reorders.
One person.
Oh, what the heck? How does that happen?
She's a customer that she lived here. Now she's in Florida, and she's been a real loyal customer, and that's how she orders all the time.
Yeah.
That's a good one. She's probably the top 20, huh?
Oh, definitely.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Okay. So don't forget, quarter ends June 15th. All right. And Mickey and Suzanne are clean on target, because clean on target right now, week 7 is 1,050. So keep going. $700 achievers, Lexi, Mary Jane, Suzanne, Mickey, Elaine, and myself. So I know that we're out there. Today is the 29th. You still have 1 day left. Don't anybody give up on April. I'm not giving up on April. Are you getting at least your 10 faces in? 10, 15, 30. Then once you finish that, go to and through April into May. All right. Get your 5 bookings by the 5th to get a coffee gift card. You just keep going. You be like a duck, like just feet on top and just be paddling as fast as you can on the bottom. So when you hear from me next, I'm going to have figured out a way where I have my 10 faces, and I'm not going to be in this predicament next month. Okay. So, any last words from anybody? I did a lot of talking. If anybody has anything else you want to share,
I don't think
this
so.
is your time.
Mhm.
I appreciate you all being here. Every one of you. I was thinking I was driving back, and I'm like, I just love seeing all of you here. This is like my favorite. So Bonnie, thank you for being here your very first time. And then Tara, Kim, all of you, Pat, Suzanne, Colleen, and Mickey. I just love all of you here. And thank you for your time. And thank you for loving your Mary Kay as much as I do. All right. See
Thank
you
you,
later.
Sherry.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Good night, ladies.